Hey dumplings, this is Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have some heavier topics to talk about and some crazy theories and just hate going on. Jennie being talked about being pregnant and the hate being thrown her way by some blinks or whatever. I also want to get into BTS and BLACKPINK, the claims of the N-word. I have a lot of thoughts on this. So grab your dumpling, a tea-spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, I'd like to be first to leave your hate comment. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. Just a quick announcement: if you're interested in signing up for the Patreon, currently for the week of Thanksgiving, we're having 16% off if you sign up annually. So if you're interested in getting exclusive reaction videos like chip reactions or music video reactions, or you want to request something, then make sure you go down there and check it out. Happy to see you over there. Now today's video is going to be a more sensitive one. So if you're not into the mention of eating disorders and the effects of that and the topic of racism or the N-word, then I will see you in the next one. But if you're up for a debate and being a part of this conversation, please watch to the end. Today's video along with yesterday's video are both a part of a darker conversation. So I never know how to properly title these videos to convey the message in the most impactful way. So you have this. I wanted to start off by talking about Jennie and what is going on online. Let me give some backstory first. Jennie has been in the news recently a lot. She was apparently at the airport. She was also at Paris Hilton's wedding. There was just a lot of stuff going on, and Jennie was being reported on a lot for being at these events and just making the news. She hasn't done anything recently in terms of music, but people seem to be so interested in where and what she is doing or who she's hanging out with. Recently, there were photos that she had posted online that she got shamed for because they went viral. Well, one of the many photos that went viral. While she is in America, she has posted some more risque photos of herself and in more revealing outfits. I think they look hot. But the issue here is that we normally don't see Jennie in this type of clothing, so a lot of people were calling her slutty or whatever, when in reality it's only a few photos of her doing stuff like this, and the majority of her photos are her covered up and more casual. When she is in America, she's wearing more revealing clothes because it's more expected to do so here. And designers look at someone like Jennie and her amazing body and come up with amazing outfits for her to wear. And the standard here is something more revealing. She is a professional and she is going to say yes to whatever outfit her stylist gives her. The majority of these revealing outfits are like dresses and stuff that look heavily designed. In Korea, she probably wouldn't get these designs, so she doesn't wear them. Also, the majority of the time, as I mentioned, she's covered up, and her more revealing outfits are the ones that went completely viral, to the point where netizens and non-blinks were seeing them, and people who were not interested in blinks or hated BLACKPINK were seeing these photos. Of course, this opens up the conversation for criticism, and people don't like to do research. So if you happen to see one or two photos of Jennie wearing slightly more revealing clothes, it doesn't even matter if feed has like 5 other photos with Jennie wearing a covered up jacket, because those risque photos are the ones that stand out. Even more so, if there's just one more quote-unquote revealing photo, which I want to clarify, I don't think what Jennie is wearing is that revealing. I think it looks nice. Anyway, if it's just one photo that shows up on your Instagram Explore page, people don't go to the profile to see the others. And it bothers me because this is how the algorithms on social media work now, where you can see my videos pop up every day on your front page, and you can still not be subscribed and get the video. You'll just not get it one day. So please make sure you're subscribed. But the issue here is that then people never go to the channel or the account. They just live on the front page feed, meaning they get information based off of one post or one photo without knowing the context of what this account is about. Like, I've seen people take a joke that is an inside joke within the channel, but then new people find just one video, not understanding the joke, and then blow that one joke out of proportion without watching the other videos. This has made cancel culture much bigger than it ever should have been, and creates an environment that encourages people to jump to conclusions. However, the quote-unquote revealing photo weren't the only ones that made people think that Jennie is losing touch with her roots and not wanting her to be in BLACKPINK anymore. The haters took a photo that was posted in the news, and the news didn't talk about anything bad. It was just a photo of Jennie just with someone. And you can see Jennie's midriff, and the haters took that photo and said that she is pregnant and they wouldn't even be able to find the father because she probably has so many. As far as we know, she has allegedly only dated 2 people, Kai and G-Dragon. That is so many lovers. I can guarantee these people haters probably have way more. But this doesn't even bother me as much as the fact that Jennie literally doesn't even look pregnant. That midriff, her stomach is literally so flat, and achieving that stomach is what people are literally starving themselves and dying for. And to say that anyone who is reading these comments are thinking, wow, a stomach like that isn't enough, and they either starve themselves more or they constantly Photoshop themselves so they never have to get comments like this. And this is probably why a lot of celebrities Photoshop every photo, because I don't even know how I would feel over comments like this. It's even worse when we see negative comments comments like this, and then within the thread of that comment or tweet, there isn't even people defending the celebrity or public figure. It's probably the most hurtful thing, and I can only imagine if Jennie saw this comment herself and then goes into the thread only to see people agreeing with the post, or worse, adding on to it, and no one is defending her. I didn't see too many people defend her, which is not great, and I am here to defend you, or at least add one more person saying something. I think Jennie's mental health is important, obviously, but I want to share this message for anyone that sees anything like this online. I want you to know that you are good enough, and you don't have to Photoshop your images to achieve a flatter stomach. You have organs, you need those to survive. Don't squish them in your photos. Jennie gets so much hate for no reason, I cannot. But both BTS and BLACKPINK get a lot of hate for no reason, and there's always controversy of allegedly what they said. BLACKPINK and BTS are the top artists right now, and of course there's always going to be people attacking them. I was very surprised when I woke up to this morning, to the hashtag BTS are rapist place. I was like, what is going on? Is this going to be some clip that resurfaced from 50 years ago, or like, what is this? When I tell you that this isn't even the dumbest reason to cancel someone, it's not a reason. There is a word that I won't say, not because there's anything wrong with it, I just don't want someone to cut me out saying this word and then claim I'm saying the N-word. But there is a word in Korean that sounds like the N-word. If you watched enough Korean things, this word exists. It means I, like myself. And then in Chinese, there's also a similar word which means that, like that thing over there. There was a conversation on Twitter Space where people were saying that BTS, BLACKPINK, and even Asians in general were all racist for saying this word, and that BTS and BLACKPINK are racist because they have used this word. Like they're racist for speaking Korean and saying the word I. And by the way, they didn't post a compilation of BTS and BLACKPINK saying the word I in Korean. They're just saying that these two groups have likely said that word. So basically, it is likely that the two groups spoke Korean, and that's racist. Korean people and one Thai person speaking Korean is racist, and people were mad. And I can't post the audio here, but if you listen to the audio in the Twitter Space, you'll hear this is the dumbest thing to have a debate on. And it's the same people who post White Lives Matter on their profile to discredit Black Lives Matter. It's interesting because over on TikTok, there was a debate there too, with Korean videos that happened to say this word. And people who were defending them saying that it's just a Korean word, and other people got mad at the people defending them saying that calling the Korean person racist for saying the N-word is a joke, and that they need to relax because all the comments are all joking. But as you can see over on Twitter, it's not a joke. People are genuinely mad calling BTS and BLACKPINK racist, and it's just simply not a joke. I don't know what type of backlash Korean people have gotten for this word, aside from this backlash, if you will, but Chinese people have this similar word. There was a professor who I believe was a Chinese teacher who was using this word in his lesson to explain the meaning, and some people reported him. And since board members of that school were filled with people who were not Chinese, no one could attest that this was not a racist word. So they fired him because he was racist for speaking Chinese. This is why these claims are simply not a joke. And people need to stop saying it's a joke and calm down. People are getting fired over this quote-unquote joke, and BTS and BLACKPINK are being attempted to be canceled over speaking Korean. America, including myself, of course, is very obsessed with race for very good reason. There's a huge history of racism here in America. But in other countries and states, racism isn't really something that is spoken about a lot. It's not as heavy over there. So even if we all decide to no longer use the most commonly used word in Korean and Chinese, people in Korea and China will not stop using the word because it's not something cancelable over there. People don't have the racial sensitivity over there compared to here. So I don't see the point of canceling a language. It doesn't work. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you'd like to see over there. Currently, we do have over 400 videos that are already up on there that you can have access to the moment you sign up. So if you're interested in being a part of that and all that, link is in the top of the description down below. With that said, there is a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video's on the front page. With that said, there's two videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye.